after a long time, we are seeing India and Britain coming to terms with the changing realities around them, and that they need to reconfigure their relationship for the needs of this century. Basically, I think for a long time, the India UK relationship had been dominated by legacy issues, history, diaspora, which are all important. But I think now, given the inherent pragmatism that is often needed to meet the challenges that are coming thick and fast, I think this is a good start, and the recognitions since the last few years that trade, investment, fintech, technology, innovation, those are the sectors where energy needs to be invested. And I think the two sides are making that case to their own constituencies. And I think this is the beginning, how it is supported by the infrastructure, how it is perceived by the local stakeholders, that will determine its success. But I do think that the top leadership is now investing in what is needed to be invested in making this relationship more robust and more vibrant.
Yes, very much. And, it's really interesting in some of the pictures we were running there. What's really interesting is also the body language. It's very close. There's a lot of sort of what seems to be almost reassurance as well. I think what's also reassuring, perhaps, is that this was the biggest UK trade delegation to India. And one wonders if this is very much, bolstering what you were saying just there. It's very much a sense of a sign of the times. Do you have much insight on what that delegation looked like? Because, obviously the best of British business needed to be represented.
Yes, I think this huge delegation that Prime Minister Starmer took to India, I think was intended to signify two things, because it had the business component, and it had the cultural component, and both the industries, I think, in their own ways both sectors contribute to this relationship, and I think the symbolism was inherent that UK is coming in a big way and looking at India as a major partner, that we are going all out to woo India, that this is a relationship that is the relationship of the future, that important CEOs of important British companies are making a beeline for India as a reflection that the priorities in India UK relationship are being reset. And of course you had the people to people dimension and the cultural dimension in the delegation as well, where the idea was to project this as a continuation of that long historical relationship that the two sides have possessed, driven by the people-to-people engagement. And I think that symbolism was not lost in India, because as we very well know, this is a moment when India-US relationship, for example, is going through a rough patch. And to have Britain, come and as Prime Minister Starmer said in India, that the Indian economy seems to be doing very well, I think it was also a retort to what the US president had said a while back, that it's a dead economy. In some ways, projecting UK as a partner that could be relied upon, that could be, that is the partner of the future, and India reciprocating and welcoming not only the Prime Minister and the delegation, but also this larger reorientation in which both sides are willing to bet on each other and compromise where needed, because as you know, the CETA, the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement that was signed, required concessions from both sides, and those were made. So that's why I think the India-UK FTA is such a big deal. And therefore, when Prime Minister Starmer's visit was talking about early implementation, there is a sense that this needs to be implemented, ratified fast, so that the benefits could be leveraged.